In 1985, Craig Boddington wrote an article in Peterson's Hunting, the Grand Slam of Deer, and man, that just got all over me like stink on a skunk. And so the next year I planned on going and doing that. I worked extra hard overtime and saved my pennies here and there and had my hunts booked, and I was all excited. And all of a sudden I was getting ready to go on my blacktail hunt, and a job thing came up. I was a painter, paint contractor, and I just couldn't get away, and so I didn't get the thing done. And so in 1987 I thought I'll try again, and I had a hunt booked with Dwayne Adams in San Manuel, Arizona for my Coues deer hunt. And it was Dwayne. I still blame all this on Dwayne Adams. I was talking to Dwayne sometime, in the spring. We were talking about the hunt, and he said, "Why don't you film your hunt?" I said, "What?" He said, "Film your hunt and make a hunting video." He said, "Everybody else is." And I don't know why. I mean, it started from there. And boy, my wife and I had two little old babies in diapers, and I didn't have any money, and lived in, for lack of a better word, just a shack down here the other side of town. And I didn't even have a VCR. I had to go. I rented a VCR. And then rented some hunting. I'd never seen a hunting video. Rented hunting videos. Got to looking at that, and I thought, boy, I think I can do that. Holy cow! And it just started from there, and it's been a wild deal. That first year in particular was a really testing time. But I took the advice of an old professor of mine at Duke, and he said, "Don't ever undertake anything that without God's help you'll fall flat on your face." And so I think we had a little bit of divine intervention that year, and we started in September, and it ended up actually the last hunt of the year was with Dwayne on the Coues deer hunt. And out of that first year, I had a hunt booked in Texas, and it wasn't one of those high-dollar, high-fence deals where you go down and they're standing around saying, "Shoot, man." It was something I could afford, and it wasn't a big buck hunt or in big buck country. But we loaded up right before Christmas and drove 700 and some miles one day to Sanderson, Texas, and started the next morning, and man, what a day that was. It ended up, we had 20-some minutes of usable video, and about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we were in the back of the truck, which is perfectly legal in Texas, and it happened, and I'll tell you, it happened quick, and it was one of the most exciting times I've ever had in video.
That last little 8-point we saw, he got up with that doe there.
Yeah.
He acted like he was pretty interested in her.
They're probably still chasing does around here a little bit.
I wouldn't doubt it.
You can't blame them. I mean, 2 weeks out of the year.
We're you're kind of hitting kind of the tail end of it right now, though.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much. It's just been kind of a warm winter.
Hold it. Okay, there's a doe.
Whereabouts is she?
Right here to the left, about 75 yards, just this side of the creek. Big buck.
Right.
Get ready. Coming out across, going out across the creek bed.
I see him.
There he goes. Take your time. High, you shot high. Shot high. Wait a minute, he's coming out across the other side.
I don't see him.
Get a rest, get your bipod out. There you go. He's right behind her. There he is, he's coming out in the open now.
I don't see him.
He's coming out right in the open, going up the hill.
I got him.
Take it easy. Easy shot, squeeze it off. Good shot, broke him down. He's down. He's down now, Roger, get ready. There goes the doe.
Did he go down?
Yeah, he's down. I can see some movement up there though. He's broke down. You hit him high in the back, looked like. It's a good shot. High in the back. He's still down.
Hey, that is a good buck.
That is a nice deer. Nice deer.
That is a good buck.
Nice deer. Wait a minute. He's getting up. He's getting up.
All right, I see him. He's looking right at us.
Is he looking at us?
He's looking right at us.
You got a shot?
You bet. I got it.
All right, everybody be still. Take it. Down he went. Good shot.
He's down.
All right,
hey, man, that is a good buck.
Come on, let's go up there, Rusty. We're going to ease up over the creek there.
Well, that's the buck right up there. He's made it to the wall and still there after all these years. He kind of gets lost in the shuffle when you look at the whole spectrum, but still he's a solid 140 class buck, and to this day, one of my best. In fact, I think he is my best Texas buck. But out of the wall, he's a nice addition, and still one of my favorite deer. You can tell small body-wise compared to some of the other bucks. Of course, behind me is what I call the 160 wall, because that's the bigger bucks. These bucks over here are 130, 40, and 50, and then these bucks over here, like I say, the 160, but although they're not all 160, this buck right over here, that's a Manitoba Toba buck and mid 150 class buck, but I just really like him. He's just a really neat deer. I didn't care how big he was. He's a great buck. And of course, what I call the goofy horn buck. That crazy thing there, you can't believe. When he came out, I just almost didn't even give him a second glance, and then I got to looking, and that left side, you know, if he matched both sides, he'd be nearly 170. I mean, he's a heck of a buck, but this side here is all goofy. But I got to look. I thought, boy, that's a heck of a deer. I need to whack him. And so, and plus, that's the only place he'll fit. So he's a good. So those are the two. But everything else on this particular wall is over 160. And of course, these are my biggest bucks down here. These 5 are all over 170. And so it's been on the whitetail thing. It's been a wild and woolly time. I have memories that people come in and say, "Do you remember when you shot that?" You know, I remember the split second. I remember everything about every one of the bucks. You know, but guys have their favorites, and a lot of the, you know, people say, "Well, I've seen all your tapes." Well, you know, there's nearly 40, whatever. Maybe you've seen most of them, but still, the one kill scene that the most people talk about that is a kill scene where I'm sitting up against an old stump and a buck comes up right at daylight. And it's drizzling a little bit, and the buck comes up out of the creek drainage, and I snap shoot him, and that's still probably the most talked about kill scene of the guys that, you know, that know most of the tapes at least. And the story behind that is, and I'll hurry, had a major tooth infection, a jaw tooth. And I'd been hunting this buck. We were up not far from Mercer, Missouri, up north central Missouri. And I knew, I'd never seen it, but I knew there was a monster in there. And one morning, my tooth just exploded on me, you know, and went to the dentist, and he said, "Oh, my Lord." He said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Tulsa." He said, "Go home now." He said, "Find a root, don't even go to your dentist, find a root canal specialist." He said, "You got a major problem there." And I said, "I'm hunting this monster buck." He was hunting. I said, "Yeah, I'm hunting this monster buck." I said, "Just, and don't take me wrong." I said, "Give me $100. I said, "I'll give you $100 for Percodan." You know, he goes, "Not if you're hunting." I said, "I'm bow hunting." I said, "I'm not going to shoot anybody." I said, "Just give me something that'll get me a couple of days, get me through." I couldn't hold my head up. The pain was so bad. And he did. He gave me some I don't know what it was, but, you know, some kind of painkiller. And the next morning we got up real early, and it was raining. I told my camera guy, I said, "We're going in there where this buck bedding area is, and we're going to get right in." I said, "We're going to blow him out, or I'm going to kill him." I said, "Because I got to get home." Just boom, right at daylight, it happened. And I'll have to admit, it was kind of a surprise in a way, but it turned out to be a pretty exciting sequence. Whoever that buck is, he made his way onto the wall. A real nice buck, a little over 140 Boone and Crockett as an 8-pointer. And when that all happened, I'll tell you, you know, it's hard to beat when everything comes together for you, and you have those wonderful moments like that, and you get the buck up and you make the shot, and that's what, you know, it doesn't happen like that very often though. And maybe that's good. If it happened like that every time, you probably would lose interest. But when it does happen, it's as good as it gets. At least when that sequence came down, we knew that we had something in the Maniac 150. And we had a product that was going to help a lot of hunters down the road get their buck. And it has. Reports have come in from all over the country. But I don't know what's in the right word, you know. Certainly, I feel like I live in a really blessed life. Blessed in the fact that I have a chance to do for a living what I love. Blessed that I've had a chance to meet people like you all over the country. Association with fine, fine sportsmen from every realm of life. Blessed that I had a dad that was willing to take me hunting, take the time and to put it into me.